Hey there, it's Sandy with Quilted Treasures and More. It's so funny. I hit the go live button, and my daughter watches different channels on some of the social media platforms. And I have heard um, in the last several weeks, I have heard the phrase, "What's up, guys?" so many times that I actually started to say that when I hit the go live button. I'm like, no, 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 let's not do that. I had to get cords out of the way. They bother me. When I see a line running right across my screen, I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh, never mind. I know what that is. I am looking for, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking for my sweet little hen here. And it's so funny because I went to type in sweet hen and undoubtedly I hit the return key before I got the name finished. So all it says is sweet. So this is Sweet. That's just what we're going to call her now. Her name is officially Sweet. And that is not the name of the door hanger. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I can't remember what it's called now. Hmm. I know it's not under chicken. It's supposed to be under hen, but it is not finding her. Why is it not finding her? Is it under mama? No, it's not under mommy hen. I thought it was under sweet. Oh well, it's okay. We are just going to go with the flow and we'll paint her. I was going to get an example and make sure that I was going to paint her something that was going to look good. Because sometimes if I'm just throwing things together, I get through and I'm like, hmm, okay, it'll be all right. We shall get it. We shall get it all together. Okay, so we are going to work on our sweet hen, and I don't have any words on this one. So in case if you were looking and wondering, hmm, something looks a little off with this one. Yes, I do not have any words on this one. I am probably going to do something. Um, I haven't decided what I'm going to put on here yet, and that's why there's not any words. I'm either going to put welcome or I may put a family name. So it might be a Christmas gift. So that way, I'll show you this when it's finished and all done. But if I decide to do it as a Christmas gift, then you won't get to see it till after Christmas. Sorry. This is the time of the year where things get kind of um, a little, I don't know, crazy when it comes to um, what I get to do on my lives because I have Christmas gifts coming in, Christmas orders, and so I can't post them and I can't do them live because I don't want the surprise to be spoiled. So this time of year kind of gets interesting for me because I'm like, oh, I could, no, I can't. Oh, well, no, I can't. So, oh, goodness gracious me. But hey, that's the fun of it. I get to kind of play, in a way, Santa Claus. So, or Sandy Claus, as I got nicknamed one time at a place I worked. It was kind of funny. I wore a red, uh, it was a jumpsuit type thing, and I wore it around Christmas time, and I always got called Sandy Claus. So, let's see. I got one quick question here. Okay, answered that quick question. Now, I'm going to start out. I've already base coated this white on both sides, and I'm going to go ahead and paint her all white one more time. So I'm going to do that first. And then once I get her all painted white, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on just a little bit of probably shadowing on her feathers, just a little bit, probably here on her wing and maybe a little around the bottom. And then we'll go from there. Because part of me wants to do this back a blue color, like a sky color. And part of me wants to, um, part of me thought about doing something more like a barn color, like she's sitting maybe in a barn or in a chicken coop. So, what would be really cool, and I didn't think about this, I could have made the adjustment and moved her up a little bit before we cut this, and I could have left enough room that I could have put some hay down below her. So, I could always go back and, if you've ever done anything with the raffia, um, I have done I've done some wreaths and stuff with raffia, and, there was some kind of scarecrow that I did one time. Boy, that's been a ways back. I am trying to remember. Oh, I know what it was. It was a scarecrow head. I bought the the face, and then he had raffia coming out from underneath his hat, and so that's what I remember. I had him on my front door. Only problem was there were certain little crawly critters that really liked the raffia, and I would open up my front door, and then they would be there, and then I would slam my front door, and then I'd have to apologize to whoever came to my house. Like, really didn't mean to slam the door in your face, but there was a critter on my door, and I didn't want him in my house. So, anyway. All right, so we're gonna get started on my little hen here, my little sweet hen, and I can't believe that's not I thought that was the name of the file. That's crazy. Okay, so Sandy's gonna have to go back and see what she's actually called. Well, I hope y'all have had a great week. I have missed being just painting and in the midst of the crafting table. I have been working around the crafting table, but I haven't done a lot of painting this week. I've been doing other orders. I've had tumbler orders and T-shirt orders and um, coffee mug orders. Started doing coffee mugs now, and so they're kind of probably going to be, of course, here in the deep south, tumblers will still go on till about, oh, I don't know, mid-November, when we finally might cool down a little bit in temps. But I'm kind of focusing on coffee mugs for the fall, so I'm kind of excited about that. Oh, I forgot to flip my screen here. Let me do this. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, now you can see better what I'm doing. Or you can see the full picture, I guess is a better way to put that. So I've been doing things this week. I just haven't done much in the painting realm. Of course, we've also had a lot of rain in my area along the Gulf Coast. And well, it's not just along the Gulf Coast. There's been quite a few places in the South that have seen a lot of rain, and we're kind of tired of the rain. So it's kind of been the ongoing joke around some folks on Facebook and different social media platforms about, okay, whoever prayed for rain, you can stop now because we are very soggy to the point where it's difficult to get yard work done and even getting anything in and out of the yard, whether it's a lawnmower or any type of machinery. It's just hard to get it maneuvered through the yard because you're even kind of scared to drive in the part of the yard, the part of the part of your property that is not solid, either rock or asphalt, because of all the water that we have had. So we've had a delay on cutting door hangers. We've had a delay on quite a few things. So it's just been kind of interesting, but I kept busy because I had things going on with tumblers and coffee mugs. Why does that look like it's a chunk of paint under there? It's not, but it looks like it. It's okay. Maybe it blends in. So tumblers, coffee mugs, t-shirts, all that's gone out the door this week. And we did manage to get a couple of door hangers cut before the rain set in on Friday. So, but that's not all the ones I need cut. So we've got right now, and this is one thing, one of those business things we're trying to find a solution to. There's part of our process that has to sit outdoors right now when we're cutting door hangers. And so we can't just close up in the work area. We have to have ventilation. And so between ventilation and one piece of equipment that needs to sit outside, um, the rain just makes it really challenging. We'll use that word, challenging, at times. So, but we are working around and getting what we can when we can, and just appreciate all the patience and grace that's been extended to us during this crazy time. Most of the ones that have door hanger orders are actually uh, in either in the state of Alabama or have been affected by all the rain, and so they they understand my dilemma, and so they've been very patient, very forgiving on the delays that we've had, and I appreciate that very much because I can't stop the rain. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to do a live, or since I've done a live. I was actually out of pocket for a couple of weeks or a couple of Sundays, and everything is all good. In the midst of being out of pocket, I have managed to get some of my items featured in a gift shop in the state of Tennessee, East Tennessee to be exact. So, and then this week, I actually got some things finalized to be uh, in a shop here in my hometown of Mobile, Alabama. So we have had, if you saw my post on Facebook or Instagram today, my theme has been grateful, and my shirt actually says thankful. So that is my that is very much my attitude describing today and in the past week. I am thankful, I am grateful. I've had folks that have prayed for my business and prayed for me and prayed for my family, and during this time when we're trying to get things kicked off with the business, and I am so very thankful to all of you who have remembered us, because I count that an honor that you would remember me in those time in your time of prayer. With so much going on in the world and even within families, I am honored. And I thank you very much for all your prayers. Coming up this week, I am going to be doing a t-shirt drop. It's going to be a little bit longer this time. Um, I normally do them just on the weekends, but I'm actually going to stretch this one out just a little bit longer. And so I may actually drop it midweek and then carry it through the weekend and let it, or I may let it go for a solid week. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to make up my mind whether to extend. I first did them really short because I was still in the process of learning and how long does it all take and um, all that good stuff. So I've had couple of people ask me, how come your t-shirts aren't on your website and I can't find them on your Facebook page? I've been doing them as drops simply because right now I do not have a place to keep a lot of inventory, and so I can't just order a ton of t-shirts because I have nowhere to put them. So I have to kind of work on a sell slash order basis. So I put pre-order out there for a t-shirt and then I ordered the shirts, the exact number, maybe one or two extra that I need, and then it's done and out the door, which is basically how I work with my tumblers and my door hangers. The difference is the tumblers, um, them and the coffee mugs, those being smaller, I can find places to put them. With the t-shirts, it's a little bit different. You've got to have an area for small, an area for medium, an area for large, and so on and so forth. So it's just a little bit different animal with t-shirts, and I am working on a solution for that. It's just not quite there yet. But soon as I get a solution for housing inventory, then you'll see things start popping up all the time on the website and on the Facebook page, and you'll be able to order them anytime because um, right now, t-shirts are usually taking, if I do a pre-order weekend and I get all my numbers and I order on Monday or Tuesday after the pre-orders have finished, then it usually takes me till the end of the week to get those. Once I get those, then I have to, um, if they have a bleach design as well as the area that's going to have the design on it. So the bleach technique may be uh, splatter. So I have to splatter with bleach first, and then I have to bleach the patch where the design is going to go. And so it takes a few steps, and then I have to let it sit, and I let it rest, and then I press the design on it, and then I usually give it a good 24 hours to let the design settle before I go on and finish them out. So, and pack them up and ship them off. So that's why the shirts are not available all the time. So, in case you were wondering, I actually have had a couple of people ask me. So, uh, that is why. That is why. Okay, so I've got the white down here, and I'm still not excited about this coverage. Maybe it's the light. Hold on, let me hold it up a minute here. I think it's just the light. Sometimes the bright light that I have, when it shines down onto what I'm painting, it I don't know, it creates this look like the paint is splotchy. And so sometimes I'll go ahead and finish out what I'm doing, and then if I have to, I'll touch up after I get off air or get off my live. Some of y'all know I used to work in radio, so old habits are hard to break. Once I get off air, Once I get off my live, and so anyway, the past of Sandy. What can I say? All right, so I no, I don't want to use True Red. I am going to use a no, not Santa Red. I want the is it tomato or Tuscan? Tuscan Red. That's what I'm looking for. Do I have tomato red? No, that's scarlet. I don't want scarlet. I thought I had tomato red. Maybe I don't. This is, I think, the third time now. I think I have tomato red, but I can't find it. And so I don't know if I dreamed getting tomato red. That's kind of crazy, dreaming about buying paint, but I guess there's weirder things to dream of. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in with this brush, and I am just going to get the uh, the red on here. I normally don't jump to a darker color before I'm finished with my lighter colors, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I'm just going to keep the brushes separate and go ahead and get this taken care of. I feel like if I do this, I can see a little better what I want to do with shading. I have a cherry red somewhere. You know what? I didn't even see cherry. Hmm. I was cleaning up paints a while ago because I had so many paints sitting out here from where I was doing a couple of touch-ups and then finishing up a door hanger that I had um, that I was taking with me while I was out of town. And I had so many paints here on my table. I was like, okay, I've got to get this put back up before I go on my live. Because the last time I was on my live, I had a ton of paint on my table. And I was like, you know what? Need to have everything picked up and looking nicer. It's one thing I'm in the process of doing is doing some straightening and cleaning and tidying up around the house. I'd like to say it was just inspiration that I'm doing this, but we actually have the termite company coming to do their annual inspection this week. So there's nothing like, um, how do I want to say this? Nothing like a Nothing like an inspired cleaning. We'll go with that. An inspired cleaning. Maybe it's a mandatory inspired cleaning. I'm not sure what's the best way to word that. Let's see, what color do I want to make the beak? I don't want to do, no, that's too bright of an orange. I was looking for, I may have to come back for this in just a minute. I know what I want to do with the feathers, so I want to get started on those. And I am going gray sky or slate gray. I think gray sky. I don't want to make it too dark on my shadowing. Don't want to make it too dark on my shadowing. I would love to have this. If you have seen, you may not be very familiar with chicken breeds, but there's a lace chicken, and I love the way the lace chicken looks. That would be a little time consuming, but I think she's very pretty, and I wish I could do that. But um, like I said, that would be a little bit of time consuming because of all the little detail to do the lace look. But I think she would look really, really pretty as a lace chicken. So I'm going to grab my angled brush. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to take some of this gray and I'm just going to come in, get a little white, And I'm just going to come in at the edge around, see if it can still be seen. Let me pull this up here just a little. Take a little bit of gray and just around, just coming around where the natural curve of her wing is. I'm just going to add some gray, just a little gray shadow. May come back with just a little bit of more of white. I don't want it to be overwhelming. I may have to come back with a little bit more white. Matter of fact, let me get a little more white in here. That may help some, because I am almost out. So I've got an angled brush, and for the majority of it, I have put white. And then on the very tip, I simply put a little bit of gray. So if you've never watched anyone do that before, that's what it kind of looks like. Whoops. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So white with just a little bit of gray on the tip. And I can always come back and put a little more white over these gray areas, because to me they're just a little too bold. But sometimes I have to let it dry too to see what it looks like, and then I can come back and uh, and lighten it up. All right, so there's that wing, and now I'm going to come back here with the feathers. For me, this always looks better if I turn, or works easier if I turn it to where I'm not trying to turn my hand upside down, but I'm trying to work more in an up and down rhythm or pattern or stroke, however you want to word that, than if I'm trying to do from side to side. So we've just got a little sweet hen here, in case you're just jumping on, or if you're watching the replay, then I'm just working on getting a little bit of shading to my sweet hen's feathers. Just giving it a little shadow. Like I said, if it dries and I look at it and go, I don't really like the darker look, even though this is a lighter gray, probably the lightest gray that it is the lightest gray that I have in my paint stash. I can always come back and go over it with white again. So I just come in and add a little white over the top of it to fade it out or lighten it up. Sometimes I do that when I'm underneath the big bright light while I'm doing my live. Sometimes it'll look like it's a lot darker than what it is. And so sometimes I'll wait until it dries good and come back and look at it and see about either lightening it up or leaving it just like it is. Most of the time, I think I've ended up leaving it mostly like it is. Sometimes I have to come back and lighten it up a bit. So now all I'm doing is coming down to the bottom, and I'm just gonna do a little bit. I'm not gonna take it all the way around. I'm just gonna come down this one side here, and then, of course, the other side, you've got the feathers. So I may or may not. If I add any, it'll be very little. So let's see what it looks like if I add just an ever so slight shadow. Not a lot. Make this one a little different from the rest. Okay. Now, I could do top and I could do all the way around, but I'm not going to. I just want to do the bottom portion of her right now. Now, let's go back real quick and touch up or go back over the red. That's one reason why I had decided to go with a different brush on this. So that way I could just kind of jump back and forth. A lot of times I'll just go from my lighter colors to my darker colors and I will use the same brush for each color. But I knew I would need probably a few different brushes tonight. So I went ahead and told myself, make sure to use different brushes. That way I can jump back and forth, and while one is drying, otherwise I'd have to dry in between, and sometimes it's just easier to go back and forth between brushes and different colors. Okay, now on her eyelids, I am going to do those. I'm going to need a smaller brush. Let's see here. Let me grab a smaller, here we go. Where's one of my smaller? Okay, a small, well, no, not even that one. That one's still too big. Okay, well, keep looking, keep looking. Nope, one more size down. Where are you hiding? Okay, here we go. Ta-da! I knew I'd find it. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of gray on her eyelids. And what I'm going to do is come back and go over it with a little bit of white to lighten it up. But her eyelids, of course, would be a little bit darker because they are not going to be as much in the light as the rest of her. So the t-shirt drop this week is going to be another fall pattern. Getting ready for fall. All right, so now what I'm going to do, while it's still wet, I'm just going to get a little bit of white, and I'm just going to kind of go over it just a little, just a really light brushing of white over it, just to lighten it up a little bit. I could have also mixed it, but just in case something comes up and I want to do something else with the gray, I decided I would just brush it over the top and lighten it up just a little. So now we have lightened eyelids. And when it dries, if I look at it and think, maybe a little lighter, I'll go over it one more time. All right, so now we have got to not discover, decide on a bead color. Okay, let's see here. We need an orange. I'm going to go with an orange. I could go with, I've got a melon color. I could go with or I could go with a pale yellow. Oh, you know what I can use? Let's go with, no, not really mocha. Oyster beige? Or what is this one? That one's tan. No, I don't really want to do tan. Let me do an oyster beige. All right, we're going to play with some colors here. So I'm going to drip a little bit of oyster beige in here. And then I am going to take a drop. I don't really have a pale yellow. So I may drop just a little bit of bright yellow in here and mix it up and see what it looks like. So who knew that, just a simple painting live would turn into something that's more like oh, let's experiment with paint and see what we come up with, class. You just never know. I just never know. It's not the color I'm looking for. It's still too yellowy. I don't want yellow. Looks like honey mustard. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay. Doom, 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 doom. Ah, burnt orange. Let's see what that makes. Yep. Gotta shake it up. Now, what's crazy is I'll do this and this one will go to a new home and somebody will pipe up and say, "Hey, I want the same thing." And I'll have to try to remember how I made the beak. Okay, so that's an interesting color orange. I think I'm gonna go with that. What's sad is I've probably got that in some color over here, and it took me sitting here playing with colors to come up with this color. I don't know, it's kinda got a little bit of a yellow tint to it. I think I like it better than just picking an orange color. And yes, I know that orange does have yellow in it, but I don't know. Sometimes there's something about mixing your paint colors that just, I don't know, give it a little bit different vibe than just pulling it straight out of a pre-mixed color. That may not make any sense at all. If not, it's okay. Ta-da! There is her beak. Okay, now for her eyes, I'm gonna do those black. I could do them blue. A blue-eyed chicken. We'll do them black. I shall do them black. And then I gotta come up with my background. I thought about doing a barn because she is a light color. I think she would stand out next to a barn color. But I think she'd be pretty up against a blue sky too, just like she's sitting out in the yard. All right, I'm gonna leave that one be, and what I'm gonna do is get a little bit bigger. Probably the one I put back a while ago. Yeah, this one, a filbert tip, which means it's just a flat brush, but it has a round end to it. So I'm gonna use that and do her eyes. And like I said earlier, I'm still not sure what I'm gonna put on this one. I may just put welcome and let it go with that. Or I might put, like I said, I might do it for a Christmas gift and put a name, a family name on it, and go that route too. So now for the pearls, she has a pearl necklace. In case you didn't see that, it's kind of hard to see when everything is white down here, but she has a pearl necklace. Now, on the pearls, I actually had thought about, you can actually find what they call half beads, and you can glue them on and make them uh, make it three-dimensional. And so I kind of thought about doing that, but I also thought about just painting them as well. If I paint them, I will probably, I really need a pearl color, and I don't have pearl, but do. I don't really want to do buttermilk because I really want them to be white. Hmm. Or I could do those blue and give her a blue necklace. That might be pretty. Okay, decision time. What am I going to do with the background? Am I going to paint it like a barn or am I going to go with the blue sky? I think I'm going to go with the blue sky. And reason being, if I go with the barn, then I'm going to want to do the boards and all that stuff. And to do that tonight means we'll be here for quite a time. So I'm going to take Blue Haven because this is a pretty blue color, and I am going to do a pretty blue sky. I think it will look really good with a blue sky. All right, I have got to have let's see. No, I don't really want to use that brush. Okay, I used white with this one, so that'll work. All right, so get my big flat tip brush, and I am just going to start painting blue. I may come back later and add some clouds. I don't know. It all depends on what I'm going to do word-wise. So you're going to get to see this one get started, and then I will have to post some pictures after I get the last remaining details done on it. Now, if I post one and it has a barn, just know that I didn't paint over my blue sky. I just did another one. You could also do this with polka dots. That might look really cool um, with the necklace. So you could do the necklace, a color, and then you could add polka dots to the background. You could also make the background with a stencil. I have done a stencil on a uh, sunflower. You could also take and stencil over the blue and give it a different effect. I was just I've seen stencils. I've watched them. I've watched other people use them on their door hangers and different crafts, but I have not used stencils until a workshop that I did or a conference that I attended, and so um, It was different. I actually did that on a live with a sunflower for y'all, and it wasn't bad. It was okay. I don't know that stencils are something that I would use on every door hanger, but it does give a different look. And I could, oh man, you know what? Oh, there it is over there. I've got no, I don't know if that would be, I'll have to look at that stencil. You know what? I just had an idea with my chicken. Now that I've painted it white and put shadow on it, I could actually, I was talking about doing the lace look. Ooh, I might be going stencil shopping tomorrow, y'all. That might be cool. Take a stencil and put over my hen and use the stencil to help create the look that I was actually after. Hmm. So she might be very different by the time I finish and post pictures of her. But for tonight, I'm going to give her a blue sky and I'm going to figure out what to do with her necklace real quick. If it were springtime, I could put a yellow necklace on her. I wouldn't pick blue because I've got a blue sky on this one. So I wouldn't pick blue. I could do pink. That would be cute. A pink necklace for a sweet hen. I have lavender. I could do lavender. If you've got a paint choice or a color choice, drop it in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, you can drop me a hello, tell me where you're watching from. I like to know where everybody's at. In the beginning, when I was doing lives, most of everyone who watched was local, but I have gained some friends and followers from various places. And so I always like to see where everyone's tuning in from. I don't know that I'm going to do a lot of layering on the blue sky. I may leave. Now, there's some of it I'm definitely going to put two coats on it just because if you've watched for very long or been around me for very long, you know I tend to put two coats on everything just so I know it's well protected, especially if it's going to stay here in the deep south where the humidity is, you know, so very wonderful, sarcastically said, and sticky. And, you know, whew, this morning was something else. Opened up the back door and I thought, my goodness, my goodness. It was quite humid here along the Gulf Coast. But we are in August going into September, and so we are in some of the, and with all the rain, of course, that hasn't really, most people think, oh, well, the rain will cool you off. Not always. Sometimes it makes it even more humid and sticky and muggy, and you feel like you're breathing through a wet blanket. And we just need some really pretty days. And today wasn't too bad. We actually had some sunshine. Unfortunately, I was what I had planned to do today was all indoors, and so I was like, "Oh, great." The day of course, the day that I plan the indoor things to do, it's sunny outside. Tomorrow, when I go, "Okay, I'll plan the outdoor things," it'll be, that stuff that's liquidy will, fall from the sky again. Because just about the time we think, "Oh, maybe we gotta" nope, never mind. I just thought there was gonna be a break. Alright, just real quick with a second coat, and then we're gonna get to doing some outlining. So that way you can see the hen really well before we wrap up tonight's live. And then, like I said, what I'll do is I really am thinking about going and finding some lace stencil. And then what I may do is use the black and do the lace stencil over her feathers, or yeah, over her, and have her look like quote unquote lace chicken. My version of the lace chicken. Okay, so there is our pretty sweet little hen, and she is with a blue sky behind her. And now, what I'm going to do, I do need to take and touch up the orange, put another coat over the orange real quick. That way, before my interesting collection that I blended together dries out, I'll have two coats on her beak. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I am just going to get a, hmm, I'm just going to get a black paint pen. I actually, what did I do with those? I actually got some new paint pens. Oh, they're on the other side of the room. Okay, let's see. I didn't grab my glasses, and so I cannot read the comments. Y'all give me just a second. I know, that's just crazy. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Now I see it. Soon as I started the live, I was like 3 minutes into it, and I went, "Oh, I forgot to put my glasses on." So I can tell there's a comment there, but what it says, I so thank heavens I've got my other my tablet here with me. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paint pen, and sometimes I like the look of a brush, but I'm just going to take the paint pen and just run around the edge. That way you can see how her feathers are going to look with the outline and the shadowing. And of course, standing here looking now, I'm like, oh, great, you didn't paint the pearls. It's okay. We'll get them in just a minute. I was going to paint them. I don't know. I keep going back and forth. Do I want to paint them pink? A light pink might look pretty, but I'm trying to think if I have I don't know that I have a really light pink. You know what? I have a nope, that's blush. Where's it's cotton candy? Nope, don't want cotton candy. I have oh, pink chiffon. Ooh, that may work. Where it kind of looks like the pink pearls. There's really pale pink pearls. I like her eyelashes. I think her eyelashes are pretty. Okay, real quick, we're gonna do the pearls. Do, 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 do. And then we're gonna get wrapped up for the night. And once I decide what I'm gonna put on her, then I will, uh, as far as wording goes, I will post pictures after I finish that up. Okay, what? Oh, that was black. Nope, let's gold beads? Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I could do I have a gold? Oh, you know what? I have a do 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 do. Where is it? It is what they call champagne gold. Wonder what that would look like. Let's test. Oh gosh, it's thick. Oh wow, it's really thick. Ooh, but I kind of like that color. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna put down the pink chiffon real quick because I know it's gonna be super light. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, this metallic, I think this one is the sheer one that you can kind of see through. Maybe we can get kind of a rose gold look out of it, maybe. We're gonna play with it and see what we come up with. This is called a, what did I say this was? Champagne gold? Yeah, this is called champagne gold. So this is not like a Christmas gold or a um, bright gold. All right, so there's a single layer of chiffon, pink chiffon. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go into this um, gold, champagne gold, and just kind of go over the top of it a little bit. So it'll give it a little bit of a metallic look. Let's finish it out and see what we think. I didn't want to do white because her feathers are white, but I didn't want to do them blue either because the sky is blue. I thought about hot pink, but then there was some TV show that had oh, I know what it was. It was the Carol Burnett show. There was a secretary on there that had really hot pink round bead necklace that she wore. Took me a few minutes to remember where I'd seen that. I was like, "I don't remember exactly where I've seen that necklace before." But I remember a really It was large beads, and it was like hot pink. The character was the secretary for, I don't remember the guy's name. She chewed bubble gum all the time. I'll have to go pull up classic TV and watch that, huh? All right, so there we are with the gold over the pink chiffon. All right, let me do this real quick. I'm going to take my black. I'm going to go around it and we'll see how that makes it stand out. Oh gosh, I'll have to go over and straighten up my circle on that one because that one didn't turn out so great. Oh, well, it's still a little lopsided, but okay. So there's what her necklace looks like with the pink chiffon and the champagne gold just over the top of it. I think you can see it kind of has a metallic shimmer to it. One thing I do need to do is I need to put, let me grab, oh good, I still have some white. All right, let's get this brush and we're going to put the little glint mark in her eye. Oh, that one needs to be just a fuzz bigger. Okay. All right, so we're going to end this one here. And what I'm going to do is I'll make a decision on what I want to put at the top as far as the wording goes, whether it just says welcome or if I decide to go with, um, Christmas present and put, maybe the Johnson family or something like that on across the top of it. So we shall see. But here is our sweet little hen. Other than just the last wording, she is ready, and I'll probably do a just a borderline in black, or I may do a borderline in white around the edge once I get my wording in there. I won't do it beforehand, otherwise I'll end up going over the top of my edging, so my edge line. So I'll wait and put that on final. But here is our little hen. You can always go back in and add a few little, um, you know, extra marks. And I didn't even go around my middle part here with the black. You can do that as well, make it stand out a little more. Also helps to clean up the edges a little bit if you got out of line some. That's what I like about doing that outlining. It cleans up the edges for you. And then, of course, you can always come in with the black and do some outlining on the hen itself. I'm going to wait before I do that because I want to make sure that my shadow lines are the way I want them. And so I'm going to let them dry overnight, and which I think they're pretty much dry now. But I'm going to let them sit overnight, and then tomorrow morning I'll look at it and see if I need to lighten them up anymore. I think actually with the black on there now, it actually has softened it and they're not quite as bold as what they looked like before. So I'll hold it up closer so you can see. So just the little shadow, slight shadow to the wing and to the tail feathers. So, all right. Well, I hope y'all have a great week, and I'll be posting some new stuff that I've got that I am adding in on mugs. I've got some mugs that I'm doing this week, so there'll be some new designs for mugs. Also, the t-shirt drop, not sure what day I'm gonna put that, but I'm thinking I may stretch it out to a week this time instead of just 3 days, which is usually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I may do the t-shirt drop for a whole week, but it'll be a fall pattern, a fall design, and so I'm looking forward to sharing that with y'all. But have a wonderful night and have a great week, and I'll see you soon.